Good afternoon, hello, my name is Daniel, this is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel, and today is another day of triathlon training. It's going to be a double bike day because my current mentality is I'm trying to do as much cycling as I can for several reasons. First of all, I absolutely love it. Secondly, I am trying to get fit and lose weight, and therefore the more exercise I can do, the more calories I can burn, and so therefore the more weight I can lose, and also the more training I do, the more fitness I will gain. We all know that's a fact. What is it? I'd rather be overtrained than undergained. A lot of the volume I'm doing is easy, but I'm trying to do as much cycling as I can. So today's going to be lunchtime spin, evening spin, boom. Now I have, well last night, changed the drivetrain on this bike that I've had on the turbo for a few weeks now. I've just refreshed it basically. I had, I partner with NRG chains, and therefore I have a lot of chains in the house, which is perfect. But I've been using this bike on the turbo for the last 2 months or so, and I've been using the NRG wax lube, which is great, but I am finding wax lube, when I use it indoors, it just gets a bit clogged up. Now when you apply it, wipe it down a little bit and then let it set and then use it. I've just been sort of like throwing it on, using it, throwing it on, using it. So it gets built up. Whereas if I was riding outside, I'd be putting it on, and even if I did or didn't wipe it down, I'd then be washing it after a ride or after a couple of rides, so it would come off then anyway. So I've just essentially messed it up a bit. So this is the chain that I have been using on the indoor setup. As you can see, it's pretty gunked up. Now it is wax, so it's not like it's muck. So although it looks like it's a really mucky old chain, it probably does still work okay, but it's just getting wax everywhere. For comparison, this is a chain that I've used, but obviously it's been washed and used outside, so there's just not that build up of wax on there. So I've just put that on there. I'm going to try and send, I've got a pile of like 3 or 4 chains there to send back to NRG because they do kindly re-wax them for me, and now we're coming into nearly spring. I'd like to have a few chains to hand so I can use them when appropriate. What I'm also thinking is that this, I'm not sure if I'm taking this to Calpe or not. I'm going to Calpe in 2 weeks, and I'm debating taking that or the gravel bike. If I take the gravel bike, I will just take road wheels and tyres on it. I won't be riding gravel there because none of my mates are planning to ride gravel there. But I don't know whether to take this or not. This is rim brake. This has been sat here a little while. I know it needs new brake cables. They are really stiff. And I just don't know if I can be bothered or have time to do the maintenance on it before we go. And whether the gravel bike might be a good chance to try road hydraulic discs off-road. I don't know. But in any case, I'm procrastinating. I need to get on the bike and get this ride done. So let's get pedaling. Okay, it is late afternoon, and if this was a weekend, this would be the sort of time that I would have 40 winks. However, not approved on a work day. So we're gonna have a coffee, a snack, maybe a can of Pepsi Max Cherry, or definitely, and carry on cracking on with the day. A latte, and then these are quite good, only 99 calories a piece, but that feels like a mega treat. Like I'm having something I'm gonna dip it in my coffee and eat a biscuit. Like it feels really good. Normally I'd eat several big biscuits, so that's better.
What about caffeine overload?
Is it?
Well, if you're having Pepsi Max Cherry and a latte.
I have to be high caffeine to be able to meet the demands of the jobs you give me to do in this house all the time.
Yeah.
How's work? Some of us aren't finished quite yet.
Are you allowed to say so different though?
I'll have to bleep that S word, but yes, other than that. Liz, you've just informed me that there is a problem with your car, and for some reason now it is described as a blue job.
Yeah, so when it went into the garage for its MOT and service a couple of weeks ago, I asked them to fix a coolant leak. So they supposedly put a new part on it, put more coolant in it, and then I noticed tonight on the way home that there was no warm air coming out the blowers, so it's obviously been leaking out again.
Because your car hot air heating is taken off of the coolant temperature, so when your car warms up, you then have heating in the car. Now I've been topping up the coolant over the last 3 or 4 months, but I said when it goes in for an MOT and service, just get them to sort it. Like it's either the header tank or a split pipe or something somewhere, and they said they'd done that, but you failed to get the information off of them as to what they'd actually replaced, didn't you?
It'll say on the information paperwork.
Yeah,
anyway,
so clearly that's
I know
not
what
sorted.
you had for lunch.
What?
Eggs.
Have I? What was
This
that?
fat splashed all over here.
No, it was the cat.
And bits of egg.
Bits of egg? What?
But more to the point, fat splashed.
Okay, right, Liz, I'll put you some more water in your coolant. And that's where the blue job ends, I'm afraid. Let's get booked in again, Duck.
Oh, you can wait till half term. I haven't got time for that.
What's that?
Photo frame.
Another package I have to sign for during the day.
So I can put a picture of Ronnie in it in the living room. On the family wall.
He's getting really big, isn't he? Come here, let's show people how big you are. Come here. Whoa, look how big he is.
Oh, he's so big.
He's so big, aren't you? He's so big.
Today.
Yeah, you have to watch out when you pick him up because he very often trumps and it stinks.
Whoa!
Oh, he has as well. That's awful. Right, anyway, I'm going to crack on some work. Yeah, I know, it's awful, isn't it? It's absolutely rancid. Anyway, see you on the bike in a bit.
That was a big elite one.
Right, we've got a bit to unpack. Firstly, part of me sharing this means that you're not allowed to take the mickey out of me for anything. Secondly, the year before last, I didn't go on a cycling trip last year. The year before last, I went to Mallorca in May and I really struggled in the heat. It was only low 20s Celsius, but I just wasn't prepared for it and I really struggled and it almost like ruined the week of cycling for me. I'm going to Calpe in a couple of weeks and it's forecast to peak at 20 degrees. Now I know that's not hot. That's by no means hot in fact, but I've been riding in what probably a lot of you guys and girls have been riding in 0 to 5 degrees for the last couple of months. So therefore, I'm going to do a bit of passive heat prep. And that is, after I've done a training sessions, I've just done an hour in zone 2 for a change, so that takes up to 2 hours a day. I'm just going to sit in this bath for 15-20 minutes. I don't know how hot it is, it's not that hot, but it is quite warm. And I'm going to get a bit hot because my body's then going to adapt to it, and then hopefully I'll be slightly better prepared for a little bit warmer conditions in Spain in a couple of weeks is the plan. So that is basically it. I don't really know how to do a great deal of heat prep. I did a bit for Rock last year, and I know that this is a bit extreme for what the discipline is, but I'd rather try and learn from my mistakes than just keep going through life making the same mistakes. It's the plan. So I'm going to end today's video there. Good day of training, not amazing, not poor, just good. And I need to just keep ticking off good days because that's what gets you fit, isn't it? Just loads of good days. So that's the plan. Hope you're well, hope the training's going well. Thank you for watching this video. I can't wait till I can get out running and a bit more riding outside. It makes these videos a whole lot easier to make. But for the time being, documenting the journey because I know a lot of you guys and girls are going through the same as well. So yeah, alright, see you in a bit.